addendum. Okay, everybody, we are back and we're doing an addendum to day 29. I'm not sure if this is going to be a separate video or just a little supplement, but we wanted to talk about, we forgot to mention the predictions that we had gotten a text, or it was going around on the internet about Sylvia Browne and the end of days. And in her book, Predictions and Prophecies About the End of the World, there's a mention in there that says in and around 2020, a severe pneumonia-like illness will spread throughout the globe, attacking the lungs and bronchial tubes and resisting all known treatments. Almost more baffling than the illness itself will be the fact that it will suddenly vanish as quickly as it arrived, attack again 10 years later, and then disappear completely. So, but we're not sure, because we don't have the actual book, if this was her talking about Nostradamus' predictions. So we're not really sure where, but anyways, go ahead, Tink, because you wanted to talk about that too.
No, it's just interesting about how that it is in there. So somebody did actually see it beforehand. I had not seen this until after all this was happening. So I think it's for a few things. Clearly, I'm not sure when this book was written, and we probably should have checked that out. And again, I have not read the book either, but it may be a good read. I may read it just to see what it says, because it's obviously rather interesting, because clearly this was in print far before any of this happened. And I just get chills on that. So again, it's why would it happen? And then there was kind of a warning about it, but there's not like anybody could do anything about it, because we didn't know what the virus is anyway. So while they gave us a little glimpse of it, I think what it does is validate prophets and validates that there are some seers who can see into the future. We'll get future stuff in readings all the time about different things. One of my clients, I kept seeing an MRI, and she's like, that does not go to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not getting an MRI. Well, 2 days later, her daughter came to take her for an MRI. She asked her if she would take her. So we don't know why it's coming up. I didn't know why it was coming up. It wasn't for me to know about it. But it was for validation for her, that all the other stuff, it was validated. This to me is validation about things. Things are going on and we may not understand them, and it may not make sense right away, but most oftentimes at some point, it's interesting because it's 222 right when I look. At some points they do make sense, I guess. But it's a really interesting, I'm going to read it. I can figure it out. Maybe we'll have more to share on it once we read it. And
go ahead, Tink.
Well, if other people have read it, put comments. Tell us about it, because it'll probably be a while before I get to it anyway. So please share if anybody knows anything about Sylvia Browne's book about the end of days, or what else is coming, or what else that they put. But I definitely want to look at it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, honey.
No, that's okay. It's interesting because to me, this is where somebody would sit down and be asking about future stuff. So Connie and I haven't done that. I don't know about you, Tink, but I have not sat down and said, okay, what's going to happen in 2020? What's going to happen in 2001 or 2021? Or those years. I haven't sat down and channeled and asked my guides those questions.
Me either.
So right, okay, you haven't either. So if I had sat down and asked that question, maybe I would have gotten that. You know, the information that I was getting, the flashes that I was seeing, there was a reason for me personally that I was seeing those. And I didn't sit down and say, okay, I was doing it in my head and I was thinking, and I was trying to figure out what they were trying to show me, but I didn't say and sit down and spend the time to really figure that out and ask what's coming, what's going to happen, more than what they were showing me or what they were giving me. And if I was supposed to know about this and do something, then I would have gotten more information. So I think if we had sat down and said, what's going to happen or what are those major events, we would have gotten more of that information. But that's not what our focus is. And that's not how my guides work with me. My guides will bring forward things that are helpful for me at this time. They'll bring forward things that are going to be helpful for the people that we're doing readings for. And they're also trying to get us to see how, even though there are things that are going on in the world, we can still have a good experience in our own lives every day if our energy is in alignment with that. And if we're focusing on the things that we do want to bring into our experience, that can shift things for us in a positive way. So our guides are always saying to us, if you have that, the majority of your thoughts are on prosperity, the majority of your thoughts are on health, the majority of your thoughts are on what you want, you're going to be bringing that in. So a virus isn't going to affect you. For me, I haven't been feeling good. So this is a way for me, whether the virus is affecting me, whatever, I haven't been tested, because they won't test you unless you have major symptoms. But if it is, it's a warning, like we've talked about before. If this is meant to help me to change what I'm eating, to look at things, to be working on my health, my physical well-being, my mental well-being, all of that, it's forcing me to look at things differently. So that's how it's affecting me. This pandemic is affecting you maybe in a different way, and each person is experiencing something different. Some people are experiencing very positive things during this time. They're spending more time with their family, and they're so happy because they get to spend time with their loved ones where they don't usually get to do that. They're able to work from home, and they've really been wanting to do that. So there's positive things to this. But talking about being able to see into the future, like Connie was saying, there are definitely situations where we have been able to do that, but it's always what is for somebody's highest and greatest good. One of them was a surprise. Remember our surprise story? Oh my gosh.
That was funny. That actually was really funny. We should share that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, go ahead, Tink.
We were doing an open forum in Livonia at Illuminate Your Spirit. Wonderful place. We love them people. They're just really good people. And anyway, I was on the person in the front. It was a lady, and I kept hearing surprise. I kept hearing this surprise. And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, it feels like a birthday party. And she's like, no, I don't know. I'm not sure. I said, did somebody maybe pass away before? Maybe there was a party planned and someone passed away. She's like, no. She goes, maybe it's because my dad used to surprise my mom with flowers. I said, no, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a birthday party. Like I keep hearing surprise. And it was her brother who was coming through on the other side, who was bringing this forward. So next thing you know, Laura was on another lady and said, is somebody pregnant? I keep seeing somebody's pregnant. And she says, well, I didn't want to tell anybody, but my daughter's pregnant. Now they had like 7 different family members in the audience with them. So everyone turned around her and said, I cannot believe this is how we're finding out. So we yelled, surprise, like as a joke, because it came out that one of the family secrets came out. That the daughter was pregnant and that, she hadn't told anyone. So they were all a little upset that they had to find out through us about the surprise. Well, then after the open forum was done, one of the gals came up to me and she said, the lady who you were on, she said, we are planning, she doesn't obviously know it, but we're planning a 60th birthday party for her in 2 weeks. And it's a surprise birthday party. She said, and it would be just like her brother to spoil it, even on the other side, because he was quite the jokester. So yes, there are times where we do get stuff, but a lot of times too, it's about being in the present. Like that's why you and I focus more about present, because we want to be present. It's funny because I don't have an interest to see 20 years ahead what's going to be happening. Because right now I just want to focus on what I want right now and what's going on, because anything can shift and change. That energy could shift 10 years from now, and that may never even happen because of different things that I have changed or choices that other people have made or I've made. But that would be interesting for us to channel something to see what we get out of all of this. So that may be something we could do. And another one, but go ahead.
Yeah, I know this is so interesting because I totally agree with you. I am not interested in the future stuff. Truly. I mean, there are certain things in general that I would like to know, but like you said, we know that things shift and change, and we're more about the present, what's going on right now. And we know that our energy right now affects our present. So how we're feeling, what we're doing affects what's going to happen. So what's the point, in my opinion, of really trying to figure out, well, what's going to happen? Because all that does is get you to focus on a time frame that you're not even in, and you're not experiencing the present moment. And right now is all we have, is this moment. So being happy in this moment brings forward positive things into your future. That's it. Let's focus on being happy. You know, have a little dance party like we were doing in our other video. We were cracking ourselves up. And thank you so much too. Honestly, I meant to say this. These videos have helped me stay in a positive mood and have fun during this quarantine. And it's helped me to shift my thought process too, and get myself, you know, out of my head. And so thank you everybody for watching. And thank you, Tink, for doing these videos with me too. They've been fun.
Thank you, Twink, because yes, I love them.
I know, it's so much fun. Seriously, I have so much fun when we do these. The other thing, what did I want to say? Oh, the other thing I wanted to say too was that would be really interesting. Carmel Joy Baird, she's a medium, and we've talked about this before too with her. She has a calendar that she did for this year. So each month she talked about different predictions and different things that were going to come forward last year before the pandemic. And one of the things I think she wrote down for, like, you know, the beginning of the year was air quality. And she said that there were going to be issues with air and with traveling. So she predicted that stuff because she was creating a calendar for people for the year.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's just, for me, it's just not, it hasn't been an interest. It hasn't been a focal point.
Me either.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. I'm focusing on the now, on the present. What do I need right now? Because we never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And why create, I guess too, the other thing is, if we can't change it, why create fear on something that you can't change?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's different. Everyone has a different opinion. And it's interesting to read about it. So I definitely like to read about it. But as far as us doing it, I agree with 100% with you, as usual, Twinkle Toes, that we'd rather focus more on the present.
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah, I'm glad that we did that, because that was an interesting take. We had totally forgotten about sharing that. So, all right. Thank you, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow. Go ahead, sign us out, Tink.
Have a magical day and night filled with peace, love, and light.